This is a LOL with Nancy Alexander Quick Fix on Radio Influence.
Dr. Susan MacManus from USF, from the University of South Florida. What is your long, distinguished title, ma'am?
Oh, it's Distinguished University Professor in Political Science and Public Administration.
How did we get here out of a country of over 300 million people? And it's almost as though the shopkeeper, the produce guy, has put out the damaged fruit. Really, is this the best? Is this the best that they could offer up from either party?
Well, ironically, we hear this every 4 years, the same thing. It takes a lot of money to run. It takes an extremely well-polished network of donors and voters. It takes name recognition, which is absolutely essential. Sometimes that comes from being in politics a long time. Families like the Clintons or Bushes or whatever. Other times, and you see Donald Trump is taking advantage of this, being known through the media. This is a reality show election. Everybody understands that. He is masterful at figuring out what the average person who comes home at the end of the day, the working class guy or gal, sits down, has a beer, doesn't tune into news. Where do they tune in? Reality shows. When's the last time you saw a reality show where somebody won by being nice to somebody else? It's always about conniving, deceit.
Let me think. Never. Let me think again. Still never. No, you're right.
And so he's masterful. He's figured out how to look at the ratings, who watches what, when. It's why, for so many people that really follow politics a lot, and older people are somewhat outraged at some of the language that comes out of his mouth. But to these working people, it's just what they hear on reality show television. It's no big deal to them.
Well, they're now known as the basket of deplorables. What do you think about that Hillary Clinton comment? Is that her 47% moment? Is it akin to when Mitt Romney said that 47% are on the take?
There are a lot of people saying that, and one of the telltale signs that the Republicans think it is it took less than almost 24 hours for Donald Trump to put up an ad that plays off of that, and the punchline is something to the effect of talking badly about you, the working person. She's already said
number one. You diss the other campaign, but you don't diss the voter.
Right, and she's already said she wishes she could pull it back, that she should have been more general.
Well, it was on a teleprompter.
I know, but now, she should blame her staff for that. Absolutely. The other thing is, of course, there's all sorts of cartoons, and once something gets to the funny stage, you know better than anybody else. If it gets to the cartoon stage, you really know that it's reaching average American. And there is a cartoon out today which shows her saying basically, well, I wished I wouldn't have said half, I'd have just said 47%. Now, when something gets like that, you know it's something that's going to reach the average person.
Sure.
LOL with Nancy Alexander can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.